Hello, this is Zaid Ahmed from ASLBPO on another edition of Property Preservation Training. In today's training guide, we will be talking extensively on the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning unit of the property, which in short is also called HVAC. We will also be talking about the plumbing system, associated materials, as well as the electrical system of the house. All properties will have an external air conditioning unit, although sizes of these units can vary depending on the property itself, but most that are present have 13 SEER 3 tons to 5 ton ones. So it's either a 3 or to 4 or 5 tons in size. If these external air conditioning units are ever missing, we need to report that they are so and state the cause as vandalism. As more often than not, due to these houses being vacant, vandals may rob and take away the external AC unit. It is for this very same reason that sometimes we will need to bid to install a AC unit security cage around the AC unit if the cage is not there. Some houses can have a window AC unit or a wall AC unit, both of which are the same thing, that they have having a portion of them inside the house while another portion on the outside of the house, except that one is attached with the window and the other is to the wall. For us, whenever we see one present, we need to bid to remove them, and then to board the opening that is and then to bid to block the opening that is generated if we remove the AC unit. To block the opening, first we have to bid to board it. Boarding is to install plywood, usually of 1/2 inch thickness, over the opening, and as a temporary measure. And for a permanent solution, we need to provide another bid, which is to, if it's a window, to reglaze the window, which is reglazing means to install the glass pane on the missing portion, and if it was a wall, to install the exterior wall over the missing portion with whatever it was made of, siding, stucco, or anything else. So again, to sum up, all properties should have an external air conditioning unit. If this is missing, we need to report that this is missing in the property. But if the property has a window AC unit or a wall AC unit, we need to bid to remove these things. And when they're removed, there's this opening that is present instead in that portion. And what we need to do is to seal that opening. We need to provide 2 bids. So one is as a temporary measure to board that place with a plywood to seal the opening, and as a permanent measure, if it was a window, to reglaze, which is to install the glass pane on the missing portion, or if it was a wall, to install the exterior wall with whatever it is made of. All houses will have a heating system running through the base of the wall at the lower end, which is called the baseboard heaters. These are mostly electric, but some houses can have radiant baseboard heaters, which means that instead of electric coils that heat up to heat the house, they have pipes running through them, which circulates hot water to heat the house. Houses that have baseboard heaters can also have a boiler present in the property. By the way, this is a boiler, not this one, not this one, this one. This is a boiler. Boilers can either be steam boilers or hot water boilers and are a fuel burning apparatus that heats water to be circulated throughout the radiant baseboard heaters to heat the home. Boilers are either fueled by uh, gas or propane. Two other appliances that all houses or most houses will have are hot water heaters. So this is hot water heater, and furnaces. Uh, hot water he so this was the furnace. Okay, this is a furnace and this is a boiler. So this is a boiler and this is a furnace. Uh, hot water heaters are although are used to heat water like boilers, but unlike them are used for the sole purpose of heating supply water that people use. So boilers boilers heat water that is circulated throughout the radiant baseboard heaters to heat the home. The water can also be used for water supply, though, but for hot water heaters, the for but hot water heaters, the water that they heat is solely for the purpose or people to use in the kitchen or in the bathroom. It's supply water that they heat up. Uh, most properties will have a 40 or 50 gallon water heater installed on them, and instead of the boilers, many properties can have a forced air furnace to heat the house. Uh, Forced air furnaces heats air and circulates it throughout the houses to keep them heated. In such cases, all rooms will have uh, wall vents and floor registers. Uh, so wall vents and floor registers are basically are the things through which heated air will pass to the rooms. So the forced air furnace will heat the air. Uh, Forced air furnaces will hit the air, and then it will pass it to the rooms through floor registers and wall vents to keep the rooms heated. Hydronic radiator heaters are a part of the heating system that uses boilers that circulate hot water heater to heat hot water heater throughout the house, um, and can be seen installed on the lower portion of the walls in the property. So they're also part of the system that heating system that uses boilers, and they also circulates hot water through them to keep rooms heated. All the items described above are essential components of the HVAC system. It is important that if such items are missing or are inoperable, that we provide bid and note it down as damage. Moving forward with the plumbing system, many properties that have basement will also have a sump pump pit with a sump pump installed. Sump pumps are this is a sump pump. Sump pumps are a type of pump that is present in some basements to pump water from the basement in case the basement gets flooded. The way to recognize whether a basement has a sump pump or not is to see if the pit is shown to be present. In cases that the sump pump is present, electricity in the vacant house must be kept on. so that the sump pump can operate. Since our work is with vacant properties, in most cases the electricity will be turned off, in which case it is essential that we report in when submitting our work that sump pump is present but the electricity is off. A hose bib or a spigot is always located on the exterior part of the property. It is a type of faucet for water supply that is used to plug the hose pipe to when someone needs water to clean the exterior part of the house. All properties have an extensive plumbing system present in the property. The water supply lines are made of copper. This is a good example, water supply lines made of copper, while the waste or drainage pipes are made either of PVC, PEX, or galvanized pipes. Gas lines, on the other hand, are made of coated iron pipe or HDPE. Water supply lines or water or gas supply lines have valves installed in them to turn off the supply in case of leakage. Valves can be of two types, either a ball valve or a gate valve. Next, with lightnings and the electrical system. All properties will have an electrical meter, a service panel box with circuit breakers. This is a good example, and a weatherhead. A weatherhead is an entry point from where overhead power or telephone wires enter the building. It has a shape of a hood with a waterproof cap on the end that allows the wire to enter without letting in any water. Any of these items, especially the first two, so electric meter or uh, the service panel box, if are missing or are damaged, needs to be reported in and bid for inspection by professional electricians to further assess the damage will also follow in general, which we will need to provide. It is also to be noted that we need to ensure that the properties have the following items in damage section. But before and undamaged conditions. But before that, I would like to show you. So this is basically a damaged service panel box, and sometimes the electric meter can be missing. So you might see that where it is placed in the house, the meter is not just there; it's missing. And if they're missing, we need to report, or if the electric service panel box is damaged, we need to report that they are damaged. Okay. So again, the next following items has to be in undamaged conditions. First, light fixtures and ceiling fans. If they're missing, so these are called light fixtures. This is the most common ones, and ceiling fans. If they are missing, we need to bid to replace, as well as to bid to cap any open wires hanging out. So what I mean by capping wires is that if light fixtures or ceiling fans are missing from the place where it was supposed to be installed, wires can just protrude outside. And if the wires are just hanging out, we need to ensure that they are capped like this. If they are not capped like this, we need to provide bit to cap them. Outlet switch and outlet switch cover plates. These are two different things, by the way. So this is them. This is what you normally see, but when I say the outlet switch, I mean this, and when I say the outlet switch cover, this is what I mean by the cover. And these things need to be, we need to make sure that they are not missing in any property. Sometimes you will find that the cover is missing, or the entire switch and the cover plate is both of them missing. But more often you will see that just the cover is missing, and they are then on some properties the outlet switches are looking like this, so you will know that the cover plate is missing. And if we see such items missing or are damaged, we need to provide bid to repair them. Like if the cover plate was missing, we need to provide bid to install cover plates. If both of them are missing, and we need to then provide bids to install both. Also, we need to make sure that the electrical junction box, let me just show what an electrical junction box is. So basically this is what an electrical junction box is, and we also need to make sure if they are present. If you do not see one, that is fine, but if one is present, that they're looking exactly like this. This is an undamaged one. But let's say if it was all open and all the wires were hanging out, then you would know that this is damaged, and we would then need to report that the electrical junction box is damaged and is missing, or whatever. All properties will also have a thermostat installed on the walls. A thermostat installed on the walls, which is used to regulate the temperature of the house. So the heating system and the air conditioning system that each houses have installed in them, the thermostat will control the temperature of the house, and will essentially control the air conditioning and the heating system of the property. All properties will also have carbon monoxide detectors installed, as well as smoke detectors installed to act as alarms in case of fire. Sometimes we will need to provide bid to install them if they are missing, or if they are inoperable, we need to provide bid to install them. That is not always the case, but sometimes we will need to provide, and this depends upon different situations, which we will explain later. So that is all for this video. Hope that it enlightens you about all the important things that we must remember about the HVAC, plumbing, and the electrical systems of the property. I will come back with a later video next time.